My name is Dr. Allan P. Gold. I am a nationally certified school psychologist, and I am the district psychologist for my school district, where I have worked for nearly 47 years in Tiburon, California. I love telling the story of how I became a school psychologist. My father was a high school math and science teacher, and I was always interested in education. And I got a bachelor's degree in mathematics. I was always interested in math. And I was enrolled in a PhD program in statistics at the University of California in Berkeley. I started in 1967. I happened to be in the last cohort of students that had 1 year of deferment during the Vietnam War. So in 1968, I had to decide, do I get drafted and killed? Do I go to Canada? Do I refuse to be drafted and go to jail, or do I join the Army Reserves? So I ended up joining the Army Reserves on April 1st of 1969, and I joined a hospital unit. And a year later, I was trained. I had a choice of being trained as a nurse or a psychology social work specialist. I had no idea that there was any such thing in the Army. Anyway, I had my training. I enjoyed it. But at the time, I went back to work as I was going to be an actuary. I was working at Blue Shield Health Insurance. Actuaries are the people that do all the statistics for insurance companies. So it turned out that when you're in the reserves, you have a 2-week summer camp. So I was talking to this relatively new man in the unit, and he was in a counseling and school psychology program at Stanford. And I never even heard of school psychology before, but I said, that sounds interesting. So I started thinking that I might want to change my career. So I looked into clinical psychology, I looked into school psychology. I hadn't even had a psych course as an undergraduate. So I decided the following year to switch from my PhD program in statistics to a bachelor's program in psychology. I took a year of psychology courses. I loved it. And then that fall, I applied to school psychology, and I'm pretty good at taking tests, and I was accepted, so I started my program in 1973, and it was the best decision I ever made. And the irony of it all is that I really did not want to be in the Army at all during the Vietnam War, but it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't have ended up in my career. I'd always been interested in education, and there's a part of me that was relatively unrealized, which is my helping side and my caring side. People in the past noticed that, but I don't think I realized it myself. So I'm a very social person, and I really like helping people and listening to people and improving their lives. And so that part I wasn't getting in my math and statistics and insurance. After I got my PhD in 1978, 2 years later I was hired as an adjunct professor in the School of Education to teach school psychology. And I did that for 7 years. But part of I was really doing two things. That was a part-time job, and I was still acting as a school psychologist. I was pretty new at it in that time, but I realized I really liked the interactive work with being in a school, interacting with administration, interacting with parents, interacting with kids, obviously, and keeping on learning. And so I liked the academic part and the teaching of school psychology students, but it became a little stressful, so I needed to make a choice at one point. And so after 7 years, I gave up that and did the full-time school psychology. Once in 1991 and once in 2017, I was awarded Outstanding School Psychologist from the California Association of School Psychologists in California. So I was recognized for my work and my efforts. That was a great honor. In 1994, I was recognized by my school. I got a district award, which is given out every year for an outstanding. It goes to teachers and other staff members, so that was really nice. I was given a Rotary Award in 2014, 2015 from the town of Tiburon for my service there. So there were those external recognitions which are very gratifying. Working for a small district is a great gift because there's not a lot of bureaucracy. There's a superintendent and principals, and I've pretty much been able to do what I wanted to do. So I've been able to introduce a number of different activities. Interestingly enough, I've run math clubs for high-achieving math students from 4th through 8th grade. So I used my math to challenge kids who needed that. I still do that. I've run groups for all kinds of kids with issues, kids whose parents are divorced, kids who have special needs siblings, kids who need social skill development. So I love doing the groups. I've taught things like a touch program about educating kids on good and bad touch and child abuse. I have, for many years, done grade level parent meetings at least once a year, where I invite parents at each grade level to listen to my talking about what are developmentally, what's expected developmentally for kids that age, and to give them a chance to interconnect and ask questions about their own concerns about academics or social relationships, that kind of thing. And I love doing that. And I've taught rock and roll classes. I've done all kinds of, whatever seems to be, I've taught family life education. So I've answered questions during 5th grade family life education for boys and girls who have questions beyond the curriculum. My mom was an artist, and had she been of a younger generation, she would have done that as a career. But when she married my dad, she was 35, and she didn't have me till she was 43. She stopped. She did a little painting when she was older. My mom and I got along extremely well. She was an unconditionally loving person, and she was funny. She liked to act and dress up, and she was very good about remembering everybody's birthday, which I follow along with. And she was very caring, and I guess the current word is chill. She didn't put a lot of pressure on me. Now, I had a more difficult relationship with my father because he was pretty controlling, but I can also be that way. But he was highly moral. He was a great reader. He lived to be 105 years old almost. He was 104 and a half when he died. My mother was 93. And he was very energetic and very independent. We used to call him the Energizer Bunny. And he, so I admired him for, hanging in there with as he got older and older and older. So I love painting. I even have people who commission me to paint their animals. But I do a whole variety of oil paintings mostly, but I've drawn and sculpted and watercolor, but my favorite is oil painting. So I'm proud of that. You know, I haven't given it up, and it exercises the other side of my brain, the analytic side that comes from work. So I've done that. I was president of my synagogue back, it's 30 years ago now. So I was a very early member in Congregation Shar Zahav in San Francisco, which was founded to house gay and lesbian people. And so I joined that, and that was, it's been a wonderful experience. That's another whole community. And I've been leading groups for parents. I started a group for gay dads about in 2008, and we're still continuing with that. And I learned so much about adoption and all the challenges that come from parenting kids, because I don't have any children of my own. I have 8 godchildren, one of whom is like a son to me. He's almost 29. He had 2 moms. His birth mother died when he was not quite 4, so I've been like his dad for all these years. So that's been a great gift to me. I love taking care of people, and whoever they are. So when I think about a legacy, what I want to leave, I actually get teary because I don't want to stop doing what I do. And my legacy is that I want people to remember me for the help that I've given them, and to learn that it's possible to go through life being one's best self and putting out the effort to make the world a better place and to influence people to be better and to stop being mean and to stop being hurtful, to show ambitions, to be flexible, to take opportunities, to look at even challenging things as an opportunity. I've been through a lot in my life that I've had to deal with. I had polio when I was 8 years old. I've been HIV positive for 40 years. I was in a terrible car accident 2.5 years ago. I had prostate cancer. I know this is all personal stuff, but when people look at me that I work with, they see strength. And I think a legacy that I can give, I want to be a role model for not buckling under to really challenging life experiences. And I get that feedback from other people that I work with. They see me as, you're really strong, you're amazing, that you're still doing this, and nobody wants me to retire that I work with. So I feel that those are important messages to give to kids and other adults. So if that's my legacy, I would be really both proud and very pleased that the message gets across to other people. If I had to summarize my work with one word, I would say it's a gift. Seriously, both to me and to other people. I feel so blessed that I've had the opportunity to do what I've done for so long and to get such pleasure out of it, and to be able to convey and communicate my own wisdom and expertise to people, to gift them. So I would say it's been a gift to me, and fortunately I think it's been a gift to other people. Well, I'd like to be remembered in a number of different ways. Certainly as a helpful person, a kind person. I also like to be remembered, well, I like to be remembered as an intelligent person and a wise person, but I also like to be remembered as funny and silly and playful. You know, that's all those different characteristics. And a person that's flexible. And when parents come up to me after, you know, maybe their kids have been out of school for a while, say, boy, I always remember what you said, Dr. Gold, you know, and I'm thinking like, did I say that? You know, but something that I might have said or done that people remember is, that's how I want to be remembered, with, you know, words that are helpful and hopefully wise, but all those other adjectives too. I've been married to my husband for 27 years, or we've been together 27 years, and he has Parkinson's disease. He was a nurse. He got the Parkinson's disease probably from exposure to Agent Orange in Korea during the Vietnam War, but no symptoms came up for 35 years. So for the last 19 years, he's been on a gradual decline. You know, it hasn't been easy. And so I guess in terms of what I want to be remembered for, my strength, I guess.
Okay.